respected dignitaries on the dais and participants here. At the outset, I would like to thank Mr. Praveen Chakravarti. Very beautifully explained what is the need of credit and credit dispensation. Credit dispensation and credit is the growth factor in any economy. I am a professional banker. I joined in Canara Bank as officer in 1986. I was posted to Haryana, where I was not knowing about Hindi. I asked my boss, I don't know Hindi. How I am going to lend credit, extending finance in Haryana, kind of thing. He told me one thing, credit is one, in an unknown place, to an unknown person, for an unknown activity, on future projections, you will have to give credit. This is what the credit is. So risk is automatically involved. That is what he was trying to say. We, the intermediaries, finance, we are well aware of it. Though we are appearing to be confident, we know when we are extending a loan, what is the kind of fear in our mind we will have. But anyway, this risk is involved in this credit, beautifully explained. And he told that the importance of the CD ratio, how the Tamil Nadu government, Tamil Nadu, particularly the southern states, when their CD ratio is more than 100%, industrially prosperous, and whereas Bihar and UP kind of states, the CD ratio is somewhere around 50-60. Their credit uptake is very less, so industrial development is also not happening. Very beautifully explained, sir. Thank you very much. It gives the way for us to go ahead also. Of course, this topic given to me is how in 2030 housing sector is going to be. Very interesting question. But housing sector is one which is continuously growing, and there cannot be any stop. The credit dispensation system to the housing sector may be different, but the housing need is very much required. Everyone is looking for a housing. So the industry is really doing well, and today, before going to 2030, we should know that what we are having in 2026. Before that, I just want to say one thing. Our thanking Mr. Arun. Normally, this kind of vision statement will be lasting for 20 years, 25 years. After 20, 25 years, what is going to happen in the industry? But he told only 4 years. Next to 4 years, what is going to happen in the housing loan industry? Because this financial system is so dynamic. Every day it is undergoing a change. And its product, services, and its structure, capital, users, givers, every time it is undergoing a change. That is why I really thank Mr. Arun that he has given a beautiful, arranged a beautiful conference where this kind of topic also given to me. So, because of the time constraint, I just want to say that what's happening today in 2026, as far as this housing finance system is that very good. By and large, excellent. Our credit expansion remains healthy. Demand is continuously growing thanks to urbanization. The government sector also is favoring to give the housing and housing credit. So it is going really very good. And what is the share between the banks and HFCs? Because two sectors are there. And he was telling that banking system expands MSC almost 74%, but it's not happening in the housing finance, sir. Housing finance, the size today is around 35 lakh crores. That is the housing finance sector. Out of it, 75% is given by the public sector banks and the private sector bank. HFCs are giving only 25%, around only 10 lakh crores we are giving that. And but of course, this affordable housing unit, affordable housing mainly taking place in the rural and semi-urban sector, the HFC's role is around 85%. So, by and large, it is going well. Government is always supporting. All their schemes and directions are in favoring the housing finance system. Even your recent PMI 2 also favoring how to extend the finance to the housing sector. Budget 26 also, we are expecting that there will be a good tax relief will be there. So, as on date, it is really well. And what government says, our regulator says, and they are all giving fullest support to us. So it means that no challenge, sir. There is another question. So everything goes well. What are the changes now we are facing is margin compression we are facing is because housing loan is one thing which is characterized by whatever amount we are lending, it is getting blocked for minimum of 5 years. As SFC, I am telling that minimum of 5 years it is blocked. So every year to dispense, I need to enhance my giving, the availability of funds to be deployed. either in the form of capital or in the form of debt funds. And both are interrelated. Unless I increase my capital, whereas my leverage to get the debt funds will be very difficult. So every year the housing finance companies need to mobilize funds so that they will be sustaining in the system. It is a big question. Another one is this housing finance, there's a big competition. As I told you, 75% is our banks are giving. Their rate of interest is hovering around 9 to 9.5%, whereas my cost of funds is almost in the range of 11%. I have to give at the rate of 14.5%. This pressure is always there. At the same time, above 14.5 also I cannot give. There is always a fear of taking over. This is the biggest challenge today. And urban affordable housing shortages. So, it's HFC, my ticket size will be in the range of only 25 lakhs. With the 25 lakhs ticket size, I may not be able to compete with the other HFCs and the banks in the urban sector. It is another big challenge. And household debt exceeding 41% of GDP and limited bank lending to HFCs. Yes, this fund is not available to us. It is directly related to the my net worth. So, banks are giving 1 or 2 times of the our net worth only they are giving. That always comes as a crisis to us. And long tenure of housing loans, as I told, that funds gets blocked. But of course, there are very good new products are coming in. That's what I was telling, that new kind of products are getting introduced in the sector. So far, we are looking for only capital funds and debt funds. Now, a new product is introduced in the system. That's called co-lending. The co-lending is one good product which is extended by the banks to us. Though there will be a share of holding the portfolio, but still we are having huge funds by which we can also grow. Because when I am looking for the debt funds, the funding institutions, they are seeing my net worth. When I am going for co-lending, they are seeing only my net worth. How many branches are having, how many manpower are having. And this is how, again, this kind of positive systems are there so that we can definitely develop. And almost, I told around presently around 35 lakh crores are there. The 35 lakh crores of housing sector, mostly it is concentrating on Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh and Gujarat. For the people who wants to expand their presence of HFCs in states, this is a QTU. And these are all the states giving more kind of, utilizing the more kind of funds. And financial institutions know that we will have to go for, we will have to sustain. And there is going to be a big challenge apart from technological innovations and all these things. The today's borrower are going to be a big challenge. Perhaps in 2030. This younger generation, they are more mobile. And another thing what I noticed today, many of the, because as a typical character of a Tamilian or a South Indian is getting a job, getting married, purchasing a house, getting children, getting the children educated. That's all. In between getting a house. This is what. But today what I am seeing through our branches report is, today children, they don't want to own house because we were all the person were trying to own 3 houses. Pride. Though this economically it may be negative, but still I want to own the house. But today children, to quote, even today children don't want to own children also. So they don't want to own the houses. It is going to be a big challenge to us. And digitally well informed and expecting speed and transparency. They are coming and asking me, sir, today loans will be given. If I take much time, our lawyer friend was telling that I'll have to give the papers to him. If he takes time, this fellow goes to another institution. These are all the future challenges in giving loans to the housing. But opportunities are definitely there. Because the size of 2030 home loan size will be in the range of 65 lakh crores. Presently 35. Almost in 4 years, it is going to be doubled. If you are managing the same ratio, 75-25. But with the introduction of the co-lending product, perhaps the 25% contribution of these HFCs may go up. Even if it goes to another 10%, the HFCs are going to have a beautiful arena in the days to come. And my strategic recommendations to build up this housing finance sector is strengthen the National Housing Bank and mortgage guarantee institutions. But ultimately, when we are giving, there will be somebody to support it. So they strengthen the national housing bank kind of structures and the mortgage guarantee institution, encourage fintech HFC partnership. Yes, that's what I'm telling of the co-lending kind of thing. There should be a good partnership between the lending institution to the intermediaries like HFCs and to the borrowers. And secondary mortgage market also should be developed in the days to come, and microfinance, because what I have seen as a promoter of a HFC, lending in rural and semi-urban sector is very much encouraging to me than the urban sector, because what we have seen in the rural and semi-urban sector is the individual who is already having a land, owning a land of say 1 or 2 cents and keeping 2-3 lakhs in hand, he is only encouraged to come to HFCs to seeking the finance. So I am doubly secure. Because almost 50% margin is available to me. I am doubly secured when I am lending the loans in rural and semi-urban sector. It is not happening in the urban sector. So, if you are developing a housing microfinance, perhaps our concentration is more in the rural and semi-urban sector, and enhance the borrowers' literacy and transparency. It has to happen. See, so many legal related issues he was telling that to escape from that, parallelly we should develop the borrowers' literacy and transparency also. So, before concluding, I would like to thank Mr. Arun. A beautiful thing has happened today, because this is the only industry undergoing in a quick succession so many changes. And again, I am also not going to talk about the politics. Up to 1969, it was in the private hands. 69's government has thought that the important factor of economy, this capital, should be in the hands of the government, so that the development can be inclusive. All the institutions were nationalized. Went well till 91, but in 91, when the globalization took place, and why these financial institutions also should not be privatized, the thought has come. But in 1991, I was very well in the banking industry. We were all resisting. So, instead of privatizing the public sector banks, they introduced the private sector banks from 91 onwards. Subsequently, technology, innovation and all these things. Somewhere in 2024, a big change takes place in the government thoughts. Till then, whatever happens in the nationalized banking sector, Government of India was supporting. 2024 first announcement has come. In case public sector banks, they are not meeting the industry's average return on assets, return on equity, no capital support will be there. Finished. Subsequently, what has happened, you all know that public sector banks got merged, and some more merging is also going to take place. And it all going to open the space for the NBFCs. In my view, strongly, in 2030, not only the housing finance sector, generally in NBFC, product-based, privately owned, area-specific NBFCs are going to flourish. There may be a housing finance company in Coimbatore district alone, a education loan company in Coimbatore district alone, MSME company in the Coimbatore district alone. They are going to be the proliferation of lot of NBFCs are going to happen, for which we need to organize more such seminars to understand. Even people who are in the industry itself, we are unable to understand. So, I thank Mr. Arun for having organized such a brilliant program. You as a learned participants are there, and this idea, this concept should be converted into the happening in the industry. Thank you very much. All the best to you.